People look at me as a lecturer sometimes, and they come to uni and they say, why is that 15-year-old boy teaching us? Because I'm aware that I look quite young, and I probably am quite young to be a lecturer. But my way into that was strange, and it's interesting because there are a diverse, and some of you are studying traditional subjects, maths, business, English, or whatever. When you're studying your matura, which is what I've been taught it is, A-levels for us in the UK, what you study may not end up being what you go on to study at university. So my A-levels were in PE. I did sport, I did English, and I did biology, and I ended up in the music business. So you don't worry if you change your mind or whatever. I guess I'm here to represent the creative side, if you want, of USW and what the uni teaches. So as Sally's just mentioned, the Cardiff campus is the creative industries. That's where they're based. These are what you can study there. If you're any gamers in the room, there's usually gamers in most rooms, to be honest. If you're really into the games and you want to study how they're made and how music is used in games, they do that. It's some really high-tech stuff, way above my level of expertise with computers. They do fashion here, but then the other big school, which is the one that I teach in, is the music department. And this isn't kind of come and we'll teach you how to play the violin or classical music. There are those sort of schools if that's what you want to do. Chopin, for example, what a legend he was. So if you want to go and study classical music, traditional music, in the UK or elsewhere, that's fine. What we tend to focus on at Cardiff is contemporary music, popular music, if the industry as well. So it's not just a case of come and we'll teach you how to write pop songs. What we learn is how the actual business of music works. And the music business, if I was talking to you maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, I'd be saying, don't bother coming to study the music business, because the industry was really struggling, piracy, people were stealing music, it was really on its knees. However, we stand worldwide in an industry at the moment that is really, really growing. I'm sure you all, who here uses Spotify, or Apple Music do you have over here, whatever streaming services you have, YouTube you probably all are on. These companies have really changed the music business. For the better, for the worse sometimes. It's all to do with how the industry works, royalties, what record labels do, what publishers do. So you can come and study that. Then there is contemporary music courses where you can come and be a drummer or be a guitar player and you can learn your instrument. You will still have certain lessons about how the industry works, just it'll be less so than if you were just coming to study business. There's also then production courses, so if you want to go and work in recording studios or live sound, about how the industry works and what record labels do and what music publishers do, what managers do, what booking agents do. And the reason why I am well placed, I guess, to teach that is because the other side of my life is as a full-time musician. I'm the singer in wherever that poster is, so I'm the singer in this band. There's me. We're a band called XYNO. We've played at Glastonbury, things like that. We stream quite a lot. I consider myself a kind of songwriter first, a teacher second, because my big passion is writing songs. And it has meant that I'm in a strange position where I'm able to, because I live in Cardiff and I'm from there, and I kind of split my time to enable myself to teach as well as be a singer, I guess. So all the things that I tell students, I kind of live as well when I'm not in the classroom. So we have lawyers who work for us, we have a record label we have a manager, we have all these people involved, and I can just take that first-hand experience and try and pass it on to students in a business sense, because you quite often get this thing, and I know I certainly had this from not so much my mum and dad, but from other members of my family, and you say, oh, I work in music. And they go, oh, cool, so when are you going to go and get a real job?
Exactly, that's the way of Polish parents as well.
But then what you see now is the music industry, it really is becoming even more so year on year. It's always been you know, a big industry, but it's becoming increasingly a real job. And you're now able to go and work, and you see people who work in the business side of the music industry, managers. You see people who work in marketing in music. You know, record labels are big employers worldwide. There's always been this idea in, to be honest, in the creative industries as a whole, where that you either make no money, if that's what you're in it for, it's a lifestyle choice obviously, but you either are just totally unsuccessful or you are a multi-millionaire. If you're an actor, you're either Leonardo DiCaprio or you're nobody. If you're a musician, you're either U2 or Coldplay or you failed. But increasingly you're seeing people work in industries like music who are making, I don't know what the conversion rate will be to Polish money, I apologise, but who are making 20,000 euros, 30,000 euros, 40,000 euros a year, like normal salaries, but they're working in a fun, diverse, exciting business like music. So that's maybe less rock and roll than it used to be, but it's becoming a much more attainable, you can actually go and get, you know, sensible careers in music. As a musician, like we are, you know, me and, I'll tell you, we're not millionaires from being in our band, but we live off it. I teach as well. The other two boys, one is there and one is wandered off somewhere. I think we left him behind at the airport. Those two guys are, you know, you're full-time musicians. So take it from me, there is increasingly opportunity to have a real job in industries like music, like fashion, like photography, like film. I teach on the music business course, so I don't teach anything to do with like songwriting or instruments or singing or anything. It's all to do with how the industry works, you know, royalties, what record labels do, what publishers do. So you can come and study that. Then there is contemporary music courses where you can come and be a drummer or be a guitar player and you can learn your instrument. You will still have certain lessons about how the industry works, just it'll be less so than if you were just coming to study business. There's also then production courses, so if you want to go and work in recording studios or live sound, you know, the guys behind the desks who press all the cool faders. Perfect, so you can come and study that as well. Again, the live side of the industry, that never suffered the piracy that the recording side did. So live's just gone from strength to strength to strength. Again, he's not in the room, but we've bought our sound guy, a guy called Tom, who was with us on this trip. You know, he does our live sound, and he has had an amazing career. He's travelled the world, you know, listening to music essentially. So yeah, it's not just kind of just the business. There's all aspects covered by that.
Believer, head up the wall, breathing this long. I can't take this. I need it.